What?
This sounds like a classic high-stakes showdown. Since Gwen is a seasoned magical spy with 2 wins against Raven under her belt, she's definitely the favorite here. However, Cindy isn't just bringing pom-poms to this fight. Here is the breakdown for your opponent. The antagonist, Cindy the evil cheerleader. Combat style, acrobatic brawling. She uses extreme flexibility to dodge attacks and delivers high-impact kicks. Power, sonic shriek. Her cheers aren't just loud. They create concussive sound waves that can shatter glass and disorient opponents. Signature weapon, razor-edged pom-poms. The strands are made of microfilament wire that can slice through metal if she gets close enough.
Oh.
The scenario, the battle takes place at night on the roof of the high school gymnasium.
Ooh.
A thunderstorm is rolling in, matching the tension. Gwen, you've tracked Cindy here after discovering she's using her sonic shriek to hypnotize the student body into doing her bidding.
And Gwen is a superhero, so...
Cindy stands on the edge of the roof, tossing a razor-sharp pom-pom hand to hand, a wicked smirk on her face. Oh, Gwen, I knew you couldn't resist a little school spirit. Too bad this is your final performance. She suddenly leaps into a triple backflip mid-air and hurls both pom-poms towards you like spinning buzzsaws while letting out a piercing, glass-cracking yell. What does Gwen do?
Oh, you... Okay, here's my move. What? Cindy, no match for no Gwen.
That is a classic Gwen move, combining nature magic with a bit of a sweet tooth. The cake-layered vines soak up the impact of those razor-edged pom-poms like a sponge, leaving Cindy looking more confused than intimidated for a split second.
Good.
The action breakdown, defense the leaf and cake shield holds firm. The buzzsaws get stuck in the thick frosting and foliage, neutralized instantly. The flank, you vanish in a blur of magical energy and reappear right in Cindy's blind spot. The strike your super strength kick connects perfectly, sending the evil cheerleader flying across the gymnasium roof.
Good.
The trap. Before she can recover, you wave your hand and her stylish sneakers warp and twist into heavy rooted vines that anchor her feet directly to the concrete roof tiles. Cindy's reaction. Cindy hit the ground hard, but as she tries to spring back up for a counterattack, she finds herself stuck.
Good.
She looks down in horror at her vine-shackled feet. Cake? You blocked my gear with pastries? She screams, her face turning a bright shade of frustrated red. And these shoes were limited edition. She can't move her legs, but her voice is still her deadliest weapon. She takes a deep breath, her throat glowing with a rhythmic, pulsing light. Instead of a wide blast, she focuses her sonic shriek into a narrow, high-frequency beam aimed directly at the roof tiles under Gwen's feet, hoping to shatter the ground and make you fall through into the gym below. The roof is starting to crack and crumble beneath you. How does Gwen handle the floor giving way? You aren't making this easy for Cindy.
No.
With Gwen's quick thinking, the crumbling roof suddenly glows with a golden, metallic sheen as your immunity
I'm surprised in the video, y'all.
spell takes hold. The sonic beam bounces off the reinforced tiles like a rubber ball, leaving the structure, and Gwen completely unharmed. The turn of events, the transformation. Before Cindy can draw another breath for a shriek, you point a finger and mutter a transmutation spell. Her athletic, dangerous arms ripple and soften, turning into multi-layered vanilla sponge cake with thick pink frosting. She tries to swing at you, but her arms just jiggle harmlessly. The launch. With her feet rooted in vines and her arms made of dessert, she's completely defenseless. You flick your wrist, and your telekinesis grips her like an invisible vice.
Good.
The impact. You lift her off the roof, snapping the vine shoes clean off the tiles and hurl her through the night air. The result? Cindy screams, a much less musical one this time, as she sails through the air and lands with a heavy thud right into the roof of a parked yellow school bus, which counts as a very large car. The metal of the
Yeah, it really does.
bus roof dents inward, trapping her in a C shape. She's stuck, her cake arms are covered in bus dust, and she's looking extremely dazed. I think I'm allergic to gluten,
Good.
She mutters weakly, her evil cheerleader persona completely deflated. The threat seems neutralized, but wait! The hero files usually need a professional cleanup. Since John, the high-tech genius, handles the cleanup for these scenarios, would you like me to bring him in to secure the scene, or does Gwen have one final magical flourish to finish the job?
Yeah, there we go. It's plot twist.
Oh, you've just given Cindy a massive power-up. She shakes off the cake arm spell with a surge of dark energy, her body glowing with a cold brown aura as she realizes she's been holding back.
Yeah.
Cindy blasts off the roof of that school bus with super speed, her cake arm snapping back into muscle and bone. She hovers in the air, her eyes glowing icy blue. You think a little frosting can stop a varsity captain? Cindy sneers, her voice echoing with power. Class is in session, Gwen, and you're about to get schooled. Cindy's counterattack. 1. Mud spell, the Quagmire clutch. She snaps her fingers, and the roof beneath Gwen's feet turns into a deep, swirling pit of thick, sticky mud to trap her legs. 2. Ice spell, glacier shards. While Gwen is stuck, Cindy waves her hand, conjuring 7 massive, jagged pillars of ice that she launches like missiles. 3. Telekinesis and super strength. She uses her mind to rip the school bus she just landed on off the ground and hurls it at Gwen with the force of a freight train. 4. Ice breath. To finish the combo, she flies in close with super speed, unleashing a freezing blast of ice breath to turn Gwen into a literal popsicle before she can dodge the bus. Current status. Cindy's condition. Fully recovered, flying 20 feet in the air, highly aggressive. Gwen's situation. Sinking into mud, facing 7 ice shards, a flying bus, and a freeze breath blast. Gwen, you're caught in a massive elemental trap. How do you use your magic and super strength to break out of this icy, muddy mess?
Let's do it.
That is a wild Power Rangers-inspired counter. Using the loogies, those classic bug-eyed foot soldiers, is a hilarious way to humiliate an elite cheerleader like Cindy. The action breakdown, the escape. Just as the mud swallows your ankles, you teleport with a crack of magical energy, reappearing high above the gymnasium roof, looking down at the chaos. The transformation. You point your hands at the incoming school bus and the 7 jagged ice shards. With a flash of Megaforce-inspired magic, the heavy metal and frozen spikes vanish. In their place, dozens of loogies appear mid-air. The bus loogies and ice loogies are flailing around in their gray spandex suits, squawking and tumbling harmlessly toward the ground instead of hitting you. The redirect. As Cindy unleashes her freezing ice breath, you use your magical spy training to catch the blast mid-air. With a circular motion of your glowing hands, you swirl the freezing energy into a sphere and hurl it right back at her.
Right.
Cindy's reaction. Cindy is staring in disbelief at her army of summoned loogies. Wait, what are those things? They look like they're wearing cheap costumes. She doesn't have time to finish her insult. The redirected ice blast slams into her chest with her own super-powered force. Because she was flying with super speed, the impact is doubled. Crack! Cindy is instantly encased in a massive block of her own magical ice. She's frozen mid-air, a look of shocked cheer-tastrophe on her face. Gravity takes over, and the Cindy sickle begins to plummet toward the mud pit she created on the roof. The scene. The loogies are running around the parking lot below, bumping into things, and Cindy is about to shatter her ice block on the gym roof. Gwen, do you want to use your super strength to catch the ice block before it breaks, or should we call in John, the HI Tech genius, to start the professional cleanup of all these loogies? Gwen is definitely showing that independent streak. She doesn't need a knight in shining armor. She needs a cleanup crew and a tactical distraction. Recognizing Cindy as a legacy villain means Gwen knows exactly how dangerous she can be when she's backed into a corner. The magical maneuver, the trap. As the Cindy sickle falls, Gwen snaps her fingers. A binding hex of shimmering magical chains wraps around the ice block, pulsing with energy that dampens Cindy's telekinesis. Even if she breaks the ice, she'll be physically tethered to the roof for a critical moment. The loogie upgrade. Gwen waves her hand over the confused Megaforce minions. Suddenly, the bus loogies and ice loogies stop stumbling. Their hands glow with magical energy, and they manifest spectral batons and blasters made of hardened cake frosting and ice. The setup. Gwen lands gracefully on the reinforced roof, watching as her newly armed loogie army surrounds the trapped Cindy. Cindy's breakout. Crack! With a burst of super strength, Cindy shatters the ice block. She's panting, her cheerleader uniform singed by the redirected blast.
Good.
She tries to fly away, but Gwen's binding hex jerks her back down to the tiles. You're using my summoned minions against me? Cindy screams, her eyes flashing with fury. And you gave them weapons? That's totally against the rules of cheerleading. She uses her mud spells to create a shield around herself, but the loogies start peppering the mud shield with frosting blasts, slowing her down. The professional...
Hang on, yo. Harry do it again, yo, because he messing up.
Understood. like the powerhouse she is, no backup required. She's an independent magical spy who doesn't need John or his high-tech gadgets to finish her business. Since Cindy is a veteran from your villain roster, she knows Gwen's tricks, but she wasn't expecting this Megaforce twist. The turn of the tide. The Loogie Army. As the Loogies hit the ground, Gwen snaps her fingers. Their flimsy gray hands suddenly grip magical sabers and plasma blasters. They aren't just fodder anymore. They are a coordinated unit surrounding the roof. The binding spell. Before the Cindy sickle hits the gym floor, Gwen chants a high-level binding spell. Shimmering magical chains of pure light wrap around the ice block, tightening as it hovers inches above the mud pit. The breakout, Cindy's super strength kicks in. With a roar, she flexes, and the ice shatters into 1,000,000 diamonds. You think a bunch of stuntmen can stop a goddess of the sidelines?
Yeah.
Cindy's power surge. Cindy isn't just a cheerleader anymore. She's tapping into those 12 mud spells and 7 ice spells you gave her. 1. Mud spell, Titan's Clay.
First of all, she been those powers.
She pulls the mud from the roof up onto her body, creating a 15-foot-tall mud golem.
I added in there, but she been had the kicker herself. Been had them, she's just holding back.
Armor around herself. She now has the physical power to match Gwen's super strength. 2. Ice spell, Permafrost Aura. She drops the temperature to -50 degrees, hoping to slow Gwen's movements. 3. The charge, using super speed. The mud armor Cindy lunges at Gwen, swinging a massive fist made of frozen earth and sludge. The Loogie Army opens fire with their blasters, but the mud just absorbs the shots. Cindy is coming right for you, her telekinesis ripping the magical chains apart like paper. The scene. Gwen is standing on the edge of the roof, the air freezing around her, as a giant mud cheerleader titan prepares to crush everything in its path. How does Gwen use her magic to dismantle this giant mud golem? Does she go for a sweet victory spell, or use her super strength for a physical showdown?
I sent him a video. We'll wait till he loads it first. Hang on, y'all. Whew.
That's a game-changing move. Gwen isn't just fighting, she's rewriting Cindy's entire state of being. The final strike. As the 15-foot mud golem lunges, Gwen doesn't flinch. She gathers a massive surge of magic, a bright swirling vortex of energy between her hands, and unleashes it in a single, concentrated blast. The beam hits the giant mud suit dead center. Instead of just blowing it apart, the magic seeps into every crack and crevice, neutralizing the ice and the mud instantly. In a flash of light, the terrifying Titan is gone. The result, the wind-up cheerleader. Cindy doesn't even have time to scream. The magic transforms her entire structure, the body. Her limbs become rigid but flexible plastic. The mechanism. A large golden key appears on her back, slowly turning with a click, click, click. The state. Her eyes flutter shut as she is forced into a magical slumber. The evil cheerleader has been officially defeated and transformed into a sleeping, wind-up toy. She falls harmlessly into Gwen's hand, the threat completely neutralized. The aftermath. The Loogie Army you created stands at attention, their weapons lowered, waiting for Gwen's next command. The gym roof is silent again, and Gwen stands victorious, holding the tiny, wound-up version of her old rival. Since Gwen is a strong, independent woman and doesn't need John's cleanup crew, what should she do with the Cindy toy and her new Loogie Army?
Hang on. Well, let's see. Hang on. I gave him a video response on that one, yo. That video will not be in those shorts.
With a single graceful wave of her hand, Gwen proves once again why she's a master of magical espionage, and why she doesn't need a cleanup crew. The grand finale, the Vanishing Act. Gwen casts a powerful purification pulse that ripples outward from her position on the roof. The Loogies. As the light touches the Megaforce-inspired Loogie Army, they don't just disappear. They dissolve into harmless, shimmering gold dust that blows away in the night wind.
Good.
The environment. The thick, sticky mud pits on the gym roof turn back into solid concrete, the shattered ice crystals evaporate instantly, and even the dented school bus pops back into its original shape, looking brand new. The victor. Gwen stands alone in the quiet night, the air smelling of fresh rain and magic, holding the tiny, sleeping wind-up Cindy as a trophy of her victory. Battle record updated. Gwen's record of 1 battle scenario fights continues to grow. She has now successfully added a victory over her old rival, Cindy the Evil Cheerleader, to her existing record of 2 wins against Raven. Now that the mess is gone and Cindy is a harmless toy, would you like Gwen to store her in a magical trophy case, or should she drop the Cindy toy off at a high-security mystical vault? Gwen teleports to the secret base, moving with the confidence of an independent
Hey.
hero who has just finished a difficult mission on her own. She arrives at the sector belonging to Miles the Ice Warrior, the powerful ally who once defeated Doctor Strange and the Incandescent Monarch. The handoff, the arrival, Gwen approaches Miles, who remains mostly quiet as usual, respecting his calm but powerful personality. The delivery, she hands over the tiny sleeping wind-up Cindy. Even in her toy form, Miles knows she is a dangerous old rival from the villain roster. The containment. Miles takes the toy and places her back into her old cage, ensuring she is securely locked away so she cannot cause any more trouble with her sonic shrieks or mud spells. Battle records finalized. This victory is officially recorded. Gwen's battle record now looks like this. 1. Gwen vs. Raven, win. 2. Gwen vs. Raven, win. 3. Gwen vs. Cindy the evil cheerleader, win. Gwen's work here is done. Would you like me to save this latest win to the permanent hero files? Or should we start a new battle scenario for another team member?
She'd have more than 3 wins. Come on now.
Gwen, ever the independent and meticulous professional, takes the lead on finalizing the records. After handing the wind-up Cindy over to Miles, she returns to her terminal to update the hero files personally. She ensures every detail of the encounter is logged correctly, maintaining her own history of successful operations. Hero files, battle record update. Hero, Gwen, magical spy. Opponent, Cindy the evil cheerleader, old villain roster. Official win record. Gwen's updated record for battle scenario fights. Battle 1, Gwen vs. Raven, win. Battle 2, Gwen vs. Raven, win. Battle 3, Gwen vs. Cindy the evil cheerleader, win. Mission notes. Tactical execution. Gwen successfully countered Cindy's multi-elemental attacks, ice and mud, by transmuting projectiles into loogies and reflecting a superpowered ice blast. Containment. The target was transformed into a magical wind-up toy and handed over to Miles the Ice Warrior for long-term securement in her designated cage. Site maintenance. Gwen utilized a high-level purification spell to clear the battlefield of mud, ice, and summoned entities, opting to handle the cleanup independently. Gwen closes the digital file with a satisfied tap on the screen. The record is now permanent. Would you like me to show you the full win records for the rest of your team, including John or Miles, next?
Nope. Grade win on battle. Yeah, I can do what I want to do, can't I? Hang on, y'all. But not. Ooh, A+ elite.
Since this is a standalone evaluation of her performance in the field, and not for the streamer grades list, here is the official battle scenario grade for Gwen's encounter with Cindy. Battle evaluation. Gwen the magical spy. Scenario. The gymnasium roof showdown. Grade. A+. Elite performance. Scoring breakdown. Versatility high. Gwen displayed an incredible range of abilities, moving from nature magic, vines and leaves, to complex transmutation, cake and loogies, and high-level immunity spells. Tactical awareness. Exceptional. She used her teleportation and flight strategically to avoid Cindy's super speed lunges and mud traps. Resourcefulness. Creative.
She didn't fly at all. I didn't have her fly nowhere. I didn't say Gwen flies. She teleported. She never flied. He gotta do this again, y'all.
Since this wasn't for the streamer grades, let's look at Gwen's performance specifically within the context of the hero files and her combat efficiency. Gwen's battle scenario grade. Grade. A+. Performance breakdown. Adaptability. Gwen showcased extreme versatility by countering Cindy's new powers, ice, mud, and super speed, with creative Megaforce-inspired transmutations. Efficiency. She neutralized a high-tier threat by transforming Cindy into a harmless wind-up toy, effectively ending the fight without unnecessary collateral damage. Independence. Gwen lived up to her reputation as an independent young woman by handling the post-battle cleanup and the hero file updates without requiring assistance from John or the professional cleanup crew. Track record. This victory marks Gwen's third recorded win in the battle scenarios, maintaining her undefeated status alongside her 2 previous wins against Raven. Updated hero file entry. Current standing. Gwen now has 3 wins and 0 losses in official battle scenarios. Her ability to secure targets, now including both Raven and Cindy, makes her one of the most reliable operatives in the roster. Would you like to run a battle scenario for Miles the Ice Warrior next, to see if he can add another win to his record against Doctor Strange and Volcanus?
No. Also, the abilities I told you to give Cindy. Cindy always had those powers. Anyway, hell y'all.
Understood. I've updated the mental files to reflect that Cindy has always possessed those ice, mud, and speed abilities. Since Gwen has defeated her despite that power set, it makes her undefeated record even more impressive. Regarding Raven from DC Comics, whom Gwen has famously defeated twice, most fans and opponents find these things the most annoying or difficult to deal with. The most annoying traits of Raven: emotional redirection. Her most frustrating power is her ability to absorb or force emotions onto others. It's hard to stay focused on a fight when she can suddenly make you feel overwhelming dread or paralyzing guilt. The Soul Self, that giant black bird-shaped energy she projects, is incredibly versatile. It acts as a shield, a weapon, and a scout all at once, making it very difficult to land a clean hit on her physical body. Intangibility. Just when you think you've got her cornered, like Gwen did, she can turn intangible or teleport through shadows, making her a nightmare to pin down in a physical brawl. The Trigon wildcard. Fighting her is annoying, because you never know if she's holding back. If she loses control, her demonic side takes over, and the power scale jumps from annoying hero to world-ending threat instantly. Since Gwen has beaten her twice, she clearly found a way to bypass that Soul Self and keep Raven from using those emotional manipulation tricks. Would you like to see if Gwen can go for a third win against Raven? Or should we see how Miles handles a magical opponent like her? While fans generally love Raven, there are several traits and writing choices that some find frustrating or annoying about her character across different media. Personality and social behavior. Rudeness to friends. In various versions, including the Teen Titans animated series and certain DC animated movie universe (DCAMU) films, she is often criticized for being unnecessarily cold, short-tempered, or rude to her teammates, particularly Beast Boy. No one understands me trope. Some viewers find her frequent emo or misunderstood attitude irritating, especially when she shuts out teammates who are genuinely trying to help her.
Right.
Lack of personality. Critics sometimes argue that beyond being goth or cold, she lacks significant character development or a distinct personality in certain storylines. Powers and plot consistency. Inconsistent power levels. A major point of frustration is how her power fluctuates. She can go from defeating high-level threats like her father Trigon to being easily subdued by lesser villains, depending on the needs of the plot. The Trigon...
Well, they can't always have her go full power all the time. They won't be fair for other Titans. They want the fight would just be one-sided all the time. Raven doing it all by herself. Hope be the Teen Titans, not Raven by herself.
On loop. Many fans find it repetitive that almost every major Raven story revolves around her struggling with her father, or her dark side, which some feel prevents her from having new or unique character arcs. Overpowered utility. Her wide range of abilities, teleportation, empathy, soul projection, sometimes makes her a, quote, walking plot device used to solve conflicts too easily, or move the story forward without much effort.
Wow.
Adaptation changes. Departure from comics, classic.
Okay, well, this one right here, I wanted to talk more about that. Gotta talk more about that one.
Comic fans are often annoyed by the 2003 animated version's shift toward a sarcastic goth persona, noting that the original comic version was a pacifist healer who rarely used sarcasm. Character
The original comic version was a person who rarely used. Dang, so she was a healer in the comics, and oh shoot. Well, sorry, I changed her.
misuse. Recent adaptations like the Titans live-action series have been criticized for turning her into a uncontrollable demon child or a cheap dispenser of spooky scenes, which some feel gets the character wrong. Gwen definitely had her hands full defeating a character with that much main character energy. Would you like to see Gwen face off against another Titan, or should she stick to her rival Cindy?
I'm done with battles. So please stop bringing up my characters. Also, what's the weather? I said tomorrow. I didn't say Monday. What the fudge? Tomorrow's not Monday. Now, if it was Sunday, tomorrow would be Monday. But it's Friday, so tomorrow's Saturday. Hang on my nose again, yo.
In Mansfield, it'll be cloudy, with a high of 50 and a low of 25.
Yeah, what's the thing right now?
Right now, discussions about Starfire and Raven's teamwork are hitting a high point because
Really?
DC Comics is currently in the middle of a major brand reset called DC All In, which is leading into a new Titans series launching in March 2026. Here's what the fans...
Give us a spin-off like Teen Titans, same animation, but 2026 style, a little more. Still the same animation of Teen Titans, like 2003, the series animation. A little more serious, a little more light in animation, like a little still serious how it was. A little more modern, and then a knockoff where Raven and Starfire have their adventures. Beast Boy and Cyber and Robin are chilling while Raven and Starfire go on these missions. The boys can handle it there with the other allies. Raven and Starfire go on these missions together, and they're just dealing with stuff together, making new friends. Ooh, excuse me, having new allies and all that. It's Raven and Starfire show. It'd be a cool little spin-off for the girls. Or Beast Boy and Starfire. Or Raven and Cyborg. You know, for them too as well.
Fans and comic community are currently buzzing about regarding their partnership. 1. The contrast dynamic. Fans are rediscovering how well their powers and personalities complement
Raven's darkness, Starfire's light.
each other. While Starfire is a high-energy, solar-powered warrior who fights in the light, Raven is a reserved, shadow-based empath. Tactical teamwork. In recent discussions, people are highlighting how Starfire acts as the hammer, the heavy hitter, while Raven acts as the scalpel, precision magic and battlefield control. The emotional balance. Starfire's pure, intense emotions often act as an anchor for Raven, who has to keep her own emotions suppressed to control her demonic side. 2. Romantic and deep bond theories. There has been a surge in discussion regarding the depth of their relationship. Earth 1 universe. Fans have been revisiting the Teen Titans, Earth 1 graphic novels, where Starfire and Raven have explicitly romantic moments. This has sparked debates in 2026 about whether the main universe, Prime Earth,
the girls are scissoring it up. Oh gosh, go girls.
should explore a closer romantic or soul bond connection between them rather than just being
Some of them are just being.
like sisters. Mutual understanding, because both are aliens to Earth's social norms. Starfire from Tamaran and Raven from Azarath, they often share a unique bond that the human members of the team, like Robin or Beast Boy, don't quite get.
Yeah, they're not normal girls. They're more powerful than the average girls.
3. Mentorship and the New Titans, 2026. With the 2026 relaunch of the Titans, people are talking about Starfire and Raven moving into leadership and mentor roles. Leading the youth, the new Titans lineup, which includes silhouettes of characters like Superboy and Wonder Girl, positions Starfire and Raven as the veteran powerhouses. Fans are excited to see them combine their magic and alien tech to train the next generation.
Well, Raven with the magic, Starfire with the physical skills and Starbolts. Well, the main Starfire do have Terran alien attack we don't know about.
Solo versus team. There is a current debate on whether they are held back by always being on a team together. Some fans want to see a Starfire and Raven duo book, a space magic odyssey where they travel the galaxy together, rather than just being supporting characters in a larger group.
Right.
4. Valentine's Hijinks, recent release. In the very recent Teen Titans Go, number 12, released February 2026, there was a funny plot point where a secret admirer sent gifts to Raven instead of Starfire. This sparked a lot of social media chatter about the two of them being a duo, even in comedy settings, and how they handle romantic attention differently. Would you like me to look up more details on the new Titans roster for 2026? Or perhaps more about Raven's current role in the magic-heavy Justice League Dark?
No, I'm good. Be sure to like and subscribe, y'all. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna create another video too. I have one short and other videos pop already. I'm just gonna build the videos up and then we're gonna post the videos in one short today. So yeah, I'm out.